I don't really like grabbing the wrist and trying to shoot my legs up, because if this was a fight and he got his wrist free, he's gonna start throwing punches. It's gonna be really hard for me to get that triangle. I'm swimming underneath his arms. I'm lifting his wrist off my hips, counter grabbing his wrist, pulling him to the mat as I bring my knees to my chest to break his posture. I'm gonna overhook his head and stay tight. I'm gonna keep this grip on his wrist, push his arm out as I begin to turn onto my side and start pushing off his hip. Now from here, I'm going to start pulling my leg out as I release his hand. Now, as I windshield wipe my leg, I'm not going to let go of the pressure on the back of his head until I get my leg over his head like so, and I make this connection with my leg. Now, even if he starts posturing up, it's going to be extremely hard for him. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push off his hip, and I'm going to try and look at his ear. This is going to allow me to make this choke a lot tighter. Then I'm going to switch my hand out for the back of my knee. I'm going to flex my foot up, and from here, I can finish my choke. But I want to make this a lot tighter, so I'm going to lift my hips up, pull his arm as far over as I can, put his arm into my pocket. Then I'm going to reach up, grab the back of his head. I'm going to pinch and pull and push up at the same time. How's that? Oh, God. Again, what I'm doing is I'm swimming underneath my opponent's arms. I'm lifting his hands off my hips, counter grabbing his wrist, pulling him to the mat as I bring my knees to my chest. I'm going to keep control of a wrist as I overhook the back of his head. I'm going to stay tight. I'm going to push his arm out as I start turning onto my side, and I take my foot and I start putting it on his hip. Then when I'm ready to start going for my triangle, I'm going to basically push his arm out as I start windshield wiping my leg out and make this connection with my hand and leg. If you notice, I never let go of the back of his head. Then once I have this connection, I'm going to start pushing off his hip or off the mat with this foot, and I'm going to try and look at his ear. This is going to make this triangle a lot tighter. Then I'm going to replace my hand with the back of my leg like so. I'm going to dorsiflex my foot that's over the back of his head like so. I'm going to lift my hips up, pull his arm across. I'm going to reach, grab the back of his head, pull down, squeeze, and start pushing up like so. Now let's say I start setting my triangle up and I get basically 90% of the way there. But for some reason, I'm not able to finish this triangle. Let's say he starts trying to stand up and I don't want to end up as a highlight reel. You never want your opponent to be able to stand all the way up or you're going to get slammed. So what you're going to do is you're going to reach for an underhook, and that's going to stop him from being able to stand all the way up. Go for it. And as he does that, you can start finishing your triangle jump.